Welcome to the spoken tutorial on LibreOffice Base. In this tutorial, we will learn how to write queries in SQL View, use order by clause, use joins, use aggregate functions, use the group by clause, and to use built-in functions. Let us learn more about writing SQL queries. For this, let us open our familiar library database. Now, let us click on the queries list on the left panel and then click on Create Query in SQL View. First, let us see how we can sort the results of a query. And let us consider the following example. Retrieve book title and author information for all those books published by Cambridge or Oxford, and sort them by the publisher in ascending order, followed by book titles in ascending order. And here is the query. Select publisher, title, author from books, where publisher in open brackets in single quotes Cambridge, in single quotes Oxford, close brackets. Order by publisher ASC, title ASC. So notice we have used the order by clause to specify sorting on column names. Also notice the comma characters which help to add more columns for sorting. And to specify the ascending or descending order, we can simply type ASC or DESC next to each column name. Now, let us click on the Run Query icon below the File menu bar. Here are the books, first sorted by publisher and then by book title. Now, on to our next query. Let us now get a list of book titles which have not yet been returned by the members, along with the book issue dates. Since titles are in the books table and the book issue date is in the books issued table, we will need to combine these two somehow. So, we will use the join keyword to join these two tables. And we will use the common column, book ID, to link these two tables. So the query is select b.title, i.issuedate, i.memberid from books B join books issued I on b.bookid is equal to i.bookid, where checked in is equal to false. Notice the letters B and I in the from clause. These are called aliases, which can be either descriptive or just single alphabets for better readability. Notice that the book ID column is in both the tables. So we will use aliases to specify or qualify column names to avoid any confusion. Okay, now notice that we have joined the two tables using the join keyword in the from clause. And we have specified the book ID column for joining by writing on b.bookid is equal to i.bookid. So let us run our query now. And we see a list of books and their issue date, and notice that the checked in status not checked in. Okay, also notice that we see only the member ID in the results. Not very useful, is it? So how do we display member names which are in the members table? Simple. We join the members table to our query as follows. Select b.title, i.issuedate, i.memberid, m.name from books B. Join books issued I on b.bookid is equal to i.bookid. Join members M on i.memberid is equal to m.memberid, where checked in is equal to false. So notice the second join with the members table and the member ID column used for joining. Let us run the query. Here are the member names along with the books that were issued to them. Next, let us learn about aggregates and grouping. How can we get a count of all the members in the library? Here is a query. Select count in brackets asterisk as in double quotes total members from members. So here, notice the count. This is called an aggregate function, as it returns just one value by evaluating a set of records. Also, we have added an alias total members. Now, let us run the query. So here, base has evaluated all the 4 members' records and returned the number 4, which is the total count of members. Some more examples of aggregate functions are sum, max, and minimum. Now, let us learn about grouping information. How do we get a count of books for each publisher? Here is the query. Select publisher, count in single brackets asterisks as in quotes number of books from books, group by publisher, order by publisher. Notice the new group by clause. So we are selecting the publisher and the number of books and the group by clause to group the records for each publisher. Let us run the query now. Notice the publisher names and the number of books by each publisher beside them. Next, let us learn about using functions in SQL. Functions are statements that return a single value. For example, current date returns today's date. So, let us list all the book titles that are due to be returned by the members. And the query is select b.title, i.issuedate, i.returndate from books B join books issued I on b.bookid is equal to i.bookid, where checked in is equal to false and return date less than current date. So notice the use of the current date function. We are retrieving books for which the return date is past today's date. Let us run the query. And here are the books that are due to be returned. For a list of functions that HSQL DB offers, go to http:// hsqldb.org/doc/guide/built-in functions -chapt.html. The entire user guide can be accessed by visiting the website http://www.hsqldb.org/doc/2.0/guide/. Here is an assignment. Write and test your SQL queries for the following. Get a count of all the books in the library. Get a count of books written by each author. Get a list of member names and their phone numbers who need to return books today. Explain what this query does. Select in brackets price as in double quotes total cost of Cambridge books from books where publisher is equal to in single quotes Cambridge. This brings us to the end of this tutorial on more queries in SQL View LibreOffice Base. To summarize, we learned how to create queries in SQL View, use order by clause, use joins, use aggregate functions, use the group by clause, and use built-in functions. Spoken Tutorial Project is a part of the Talk to a Teacher project supported by the National Mission on Education through ICT MHRD Government of India. This project is coordinated by spokentutorial.org. More information on the same is available at the following link. This script has been contributed by Priya Suresh, Desi Crew Solutions, and this is Soundarya, Desi Crew Solutions, signing off. Thanks for joining.